This is the Pulsebeat. It's said that every inspiration starts with a spark, and we're here to ignite a fire. Join us as we showcase conversations from esteemed experts in a multitude of specialties. You'll find experts discussing topics that stimulate, inspire, and encourage. From the famous and familiar to the lesser known, the Pulsebeat will be your go-to for stirring up a sense of truth and optimism. A podcast that pulses truth with every interview and story, bringing hope into dark places.
Well, welcome everybody once again to the amazing Pulsebeat podcast that we have every single week, and we invite some of the most amazing people to come on and share with us their stories, their journeys, to inspire other people, and also to share their experiences with Cardi Miracle. That's our sponsor. But I'm super excited about Augustine. Thank you so much for being our guest today on this magnificent Monday right before Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for. I met this wonderful man and his family in Michigan, and another fellow Michigander, but he has a really successful company, and I'm going to let him share a little bit about that with all of you. In addition, he was really concerned about his health of his employees, which I thought was very admirable for, the times that we're living in. There's so many other things for people to be concerned about. And he really wanted to make a difference in their lives, as well as, the production in his company. So Augustine, welcome.
Well, thank you.
This is so nice to be here. Hey, can you start by telling everybody a little bit about, your background? I know you're one of 15 children. That is incredible.
One of 14.
14, right?
Yes.
14. So Elon Musk talks about people not having children, nowadays. So what a feat that must have been. So being one of 14 children, and then you've gone on to, have a successful business. How was that growing up in such a big family? And, really what inspired you to have this one of a kind manufacturing companies?
Well, I was the second tier of my family, so I was number 10. And my dad, he had a roofing company, and when the Japanese attacked, he signed up for infantry, and he was in the European theater, and he got shot through both knees in the Battle of the Bulge.
Oh.
And he had to crawl back. Anyway, lucky he lived, but he couldn't walk very good, and he had roofed a lot of years, which is really physically taxing. And so in like 1968-ish, or 67, got a gutter machine, because they had these gutter machines. Anyway, without getting into the weeds about the gutter, he got a gutter machine, and he said, "Son, you're going to be putting up gutters with me," because I was all the other guys were my brothers were all roofing. And when I was little, because we were like, we'd come out of the truck and like a swarm of bees, we'd go all over the place. That's all we knew. We just worked with my father, right?
Wow.
So anyway, he did gutters, and so I was
How old
putting
were
up
you when
gutters.
you started? How old were you when you started working for your dad?
7-ish.
Wow.
Carrying shingles.
Oh my goodness.
I actually got a hernia carrying shingles. Trying to outdo my brother, right? Anyway, but I started doing gutters with my dad just because the older brothers were doing roofing, and he couldn't even walk then. And so just from 1968 or 9 to when I graduated from high school, me and my younger brother, were putting up gutters with my father. And then at that point, me and my brother got the business, and maybe 5 or 6 years, and it was the same mundane type of gutters, which drove me out of my mind. And so I started doing commercial gutters, and my brother kept on the company that we had started. And then it got to where I got called on a half-round gutter job, which is a different profile gutter. It's a round gutter. It's what was always on houses before. And I came up with a new design of half-round, a reverse beat it's called, and just started developing it from there. And that was in 1990. So I've been only doing half-round gutters now for, let's say, 32 years or something. It's crazy.
So what's the difference between half-round gutters and the other? Because you have many patents, don't you?
I got a couple. The half-round gutter that's not patentable. The half-round gutters was all put on before the K-style came around. The K-style, I mean, not to get again about the weeds, but all the old houses in the 50s and whatnot, 40s, they had a crown molding, and they would put a half-round gutter on. well, they came up with roll form machines, and people would say, hey, seamless gutter. So they made the front kind of like a crown molding. So in these ranch style houses after World War II, it was like a gutter and a crown molding in one. But it's a flat bottom gutter. It's the gutter you see everywhere. So the half round gutter started coming back when I invented the reverse bead. And I don't want to, it's just the bead turned the other way. It made it a lot simpler to, made a machine to make that. So I started making, so the half round gutter's got a round, it's a half round. It's what it's just exactly what it's described, and it has a low point, i.e., like plumbing. In fact, if God made a gutter, it'd be half round because it emulates a natural trough into the profile.
Wow.
And then round downspouts. I did a lot of this old houses with Tom Silva. Tom Silva, Norm, Kevin O'Connor, those guys are awesome. I mean, they're the
Wow.
nicest guys you'd ever want to meet in your life. Particularly, well, Tom and Kevin, they're so nice. Norm, they wrote things for my catalog, but I remember Tommy asking me, well, tell me about the gutters. And I said, half round. He goes, why the round downspouts? And I said, well, Tom, would you plumb your house with rectangular PVC? And he thought that was funny. But he goes, you know what? You're right. And I said, I know I'm right. So it's half round gutters and round downspouts, which emulate and in the bottom line, it's it's plumbing for the outside of your house. Okay.
Wow.
So it's way more efficient. And then I started making castings and just tons of brackets, and that's all I've been doing for now the last 32 years or 33 years or whatever it is.
Well, I
like
found it amazing when Dr. Avery and I came there and you took us on a tour of your huge manufacturing plant, and you were showing us how you literally have, there's very few things that are automated in your business. I mean, you have people that are working around the clock with these heavy machineries, you know, in high temperatures and so on. And so we were so amazed at the hands-on manufacturing plant that you have. So congratulations.
Yeah, so I love it because it's all inside. So I'm not stopped when it gets cold out. I'm just manufacturing, but a lot of foundry casting products, presses to stamp products. We make gutter machines. So in essence, so I do the half round gutter, and I'm pretty much known for it all over the country.
Congratulations. What an American dream story. I mean, truly, you think about it, large family, growing up, you know, with your father, and then here you are creating these amazing tools that everybody needs for their homes. But along the way, you know, we talk about living the American dream. What did you see happen in the last, you know, 5 to 6 years? I mean, things really changed, didn't they?
Well, I mean, it's funny because I was with my buddies, and the first time I heard Donald Trump speak before a thing, I said, oh my God, if he does a tenth of what he says, I would be happy. You know what I mean? Because I'm ultra conservative. I just want common sense. And so my business has been busy constantly just because I do something that no one else really does. But I just didn't like, it was so difficult for me to in my opinion, that election was stolen in 2020. So I just look at that, and it affects everything I do, because I just keep thinking, man, I got kids. I got 5 little kids.
Right.
And, you know, the youngest is 13 now. And that was scary, the moral decline and everything else. It's hard for me to focus on my business when I see everything else like that going on. So, but I thought to myself, man, if they wouldn't have stole it from him, he wouldn't be in the great position he is right now, and everybody will be able to see what's going on. You know what I mean? So business has always been good for me. But
a lot was revealed, wasn't it, Augustine?
Yeah.
I mean, so much has been revealed for us being able to see really how challenging it could be for businessmen and women in America. I mean, America was founded on the opportunity for us to hang our own shingles out and build our own businesses and create something that, you know, God gave us the mission and the vision in our spirit and our heart. And along the way, you became very concerned about the health, right? Health of your employees, health of your family.
Lisa, they drink energy drinks, which are just horrible, and they mostly all smoking at break. And I said, you guys, stop drinking the energy drinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they would say, everybody's got to die sometime. Well, we had a guy, that Woody, who worked for us. And all of a sudden, he was trying to move a thing one time, a crate, and I could see he was struggling with it. He was a little older, and I said, hey, Willie, let me grab that for you. And he had something wrong with him. He went to the hospital, and sure enough, it was cancer. He's smoking and drinking those energy drinks, and that's actually Sue's brother, and it was really sad. And I just thought to myself, man, these guys, I tried to motivate them in different ways to, you know, quit drinking energy drinks, and I'll I'll do this, you know what I mean? But, and then I just happened to be at Jason Whitlock's roll call, and it was like a retreat I took my 3 boys, and I was sitting at the back table, and there was this guy walking past. It kind of looked like he was by himself. Said, "Hey, you can sit over here." And it was John Hewlett. And we started talking, and one thing led to another. And he was telling me about the cardio miracle and everything that went with it. I said, "John, I'm not a doctor. I can't quantify anything you're saying." And so he's actually the one that came up and goes, "Hey, you got how many employees you got?" I got 40. He goes, "Think you can do half of them to do this?" And I said, "That'd be great because they're drinking these energy drinks." And I love that aspect of, and not so much after seeing Woody go down. It was like, man, you guys, they just don't think in the future, you know. And if they could just do something every day, and we not only drink Cardio Miracle, but replace with the energy drink, that's awesome. That's a quantum leap for him, I think. You know what I mean?
Well, that's somebody that really cares about your employees and cares about mankind. You know, a lot of employers, especially with all the pressure that everybody's been under the last 4 years, I commend you for taking that step and saying, "Yeah, I really want to help them, not only in their ability to do their job, but in their overall health." I mean, we have seen such a decline in our country in the last, 20 years. Success. I mean, horribly, even the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years. But it's just gotten worse. I mean, now it's exciting because we have Bobby Kennedy that's going to be able to make some of these changes in the foods, that people are eating, for really the water that we're drinking, the air that we're breathing. I mean, it's really going to, I believe, going to change the way that companies operate. And you took the first step, some months ago, and it's been so much fun. And what a blessing to get to know your employees and yourself. And don't you believe that at the end of the day, people really, they want to feel better, don't they?
Yeah, and I mean, if you don't got your health, what do you got? I mean, I got a guy right now, Chris. He's got all kinds of problems, and other guys are seeing that. Like, man, he's just went downhill.
Wow.
And I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I know that, you will get the blood test and be able to quantify stuff, but they're going to see a change. I feel a lot better. I mean, I'm always hyper and getting my job done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I'm always up early. I can't only get to sleep till about 6, and that's it. I'm ready to go. And so, I think, again, I can't talk about, like John talks about, of the delivery system for vitamin D, I think he was talking about, or whatnot. But,
Well, think about that. You're a Michigander, and Michigan isn't not like Florida or Scottsdale, Arizona. I mean, you literally have a lot of gray days. I mean, I grew up near Detroit, so it wasn't like you had a lot of sun out all the time. And so vitamin D levels historically have been very low in different parts of the country where you have cloud cover, you have long winters, and all that. But what was so interesting to kind of share with our viewers and listeners a little bit about what you mentioned about the vitamin D. Vitamin D can be stored in fat cells. And what is interesting is you can be taking 50,000 IUs every week and your vitamin D level might not be up. What the other things that we have to be concerned about is vitamin D affects everything in our body. It affects the way we think. It affects our brain function. It affects our hormones. Many people will say vitamin D is actually a hormone, but it regulates. It's a regulator in the body. And if you don't have enough vitamin D, you can start having all kinds of exterior health issues. And so when John showed me the article that he did when vitamin D combined with nitric oxide, it actually unlocks the vitamin D that is stored in the fat cells. So therefore your body is utilizing it, which was, I don't think anybody really thought about it prior to that. So that's pretty exciting to me. So now people's vitamin D levels are going up, even if they're in, clouded areas and maybe working indoors all day long and all that. So that's exciting to me. And then in addition to that, we don't have any caffeine in the product. We don't have any sugar in the product. So people that are trying to be healthier, we know what overwhelming amounts of sugar does for us. It certainly isn't very good for your pancreas. It isn't good for your overall inflammatory process that happens in the body. And then, of course, caffeine and guarana and all those, you just mentioned the energy drinks, my gracious, those are stimulants and they overtax your adrenal glands, which raise your blood pressure. You're always in that fight and flight syndrome. Your adrenaline is pumping. And yeah, maybe they can go through a day and get their work done. But really to be healthy, you need to have enough vitamin D. And so that's and enjoy what they're doing. All the ingredients in the Cardi Miracle, you have over 700 ingredients. And you have over 58 or over 700 nutrients and over 58 ingredients. So that's a lot. I just marvel at, how John has been able to put together this product and how it's been able to help thousands and thousands of people just like yourself and your organization. But I just want to thank you for taking that step and saying, hey, I want my people to be healthier. I want them to enjoy life and the fruits of their labor. That says a lot for you and what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I do the best I can, but when you see somebody get sick, it changes. Like, what do you do? I sometimes get mad and use bad language, but my focus is try to be on Christ. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
And so, everybody's got their problems. And I just think if you I told these guys, just make a step, do this, but you got to do it because we're doing a 3-month trial and they got to drink two 16 ounces a day. I love the individual packets, by the way.
Yeah.
And, they're all doing it. They said it, and I think they are, they all got their bottles by the presses, sipping on the Cardio Miracle. I should take a picture of it.
That's so good. I love that. Now, have you noticed a difference in the way people are, their activity level and so on?
Yeah, I'm not there with because I'm always in the office doing stuff and they're in the shop, but, I haven't really, I can't wait to talk to them after the blood work and then really, but yeah, they seem, I'm trying to get them to quit smoking at the same time. Some of them smoke and it drives me crazy. I go, look, guys, you're so stupid. Listen, here's something that costs a lot of money, stinks. Okay. It's horrible for you. And yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. I don't get it. Like, stop it. And they go, well, I'm addicted. And I said, get unaddicted. Okay. Stop it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I know that's hard for them, but I'm like cold turkey. I can easily analyze something and say, I would never do that. That ain't make any sense to me at all. But, yeah, I think the shop is going great. And we're obviously busy all the time, but it's so funny. I'm going to take a picture for you. Got like 3 presses and these guys had the little, got some waters. I get waters for them, so they can have some waters and whatever.
That's fantastic. Well, another thing that we know is in the Cardio Miracle, many people have said that they started on the product and they didn't have cravings for sugar. Their cravings for sugar has gone down, their cravings for other things. So, maybe this would be once the body is satiated, you don't have those cravings. So maybe
that's crazy. You say that. I didn't know that, but I'm a chocolate freak and I love chocolate. And now you say that, I haven't really had like sugar lately. Candy,
Is that something?
Yeah, that is. I never even thought of that. I don't know that. I don't know the technical stuff like you guys do.
But I think it's so cool because, you took the step and look at how many lives you're going to change. Not only is, we all know that if you change one person's life in a family, it's going to affect the family. Right. And we've already had some calls from your different employees that want to get it direct and share it with their families. So again, we really appreciate that. That's fantastic. And the other thing is stress. We know that it will constrict your blood vessels and narrow down your arteries. So therefore it's difficult to get blood flow to the top of your head, tip of your toes, tip of your nose. And so that's what nitric oxide does. It increases that blood flow. And we always say that life is in the blood, right? So we have to keep that moving, and also detoxifying. If you're working in an environment that might have some different type of dust and, all that kind of stuff, this will help detoxify at the liver, the kidneys, and through the skin.
Yeah, crazy thing is, I'm not sure if you were here when my son's doing it. Isaiah, his boxing coach was going to do it. And his wife told him he can't do that and whatnot. Well, he just had some type of heart episode, and he's actually in the hospital, and they're draining blood. He's got blood clot in his brains, and I don't know to talk to his wife and say, man, he should take this stuff, Wow. I don't know, but he hasn't been, and he's in really good shape. He's boxing all the time. So I don't, even if you're in good shape, that doesn't mean you're in good shape inside. You know what I mean?
Right. You still need nutrients to live.
Right.
And I think that's what a lot of people miss sometimes. They might be eating organically, they might be exercising regularly, but the body doesn't make nitric oxide if you don't supply it with the building materials that it needs to do so. And so I think we miss some of that. So yeah, if there's a chance for us to be able to help him, let me know.
Oh no, I mean I've been talking. I just
That's great.
well, he's from Cuba, right? He got busted in the head.
Oh, okay.
He escaped from Cuba and
Wow.
hard life, and I mean he's got a big scar on his head from when they busted him in the head from whatever they did. He got out of there, so I'm not sure if it has something to do with it, but I'm working on him. Yeah.
We are so blessed, aren't we? I know you've got a busy Monday. I appreciate this time with you. So also, what do you think the next 4 years are going to look like for us, Augustine? I know we were at an event together. That was so fun.
Yeah, down Mar-a-Lago, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I just look at it. I like I talked just a little bit to Vivek when I was there, just for a second. Kind of asked him, said, "Man, all we want is common sense and it's fair. You know what I mean? We don't want the government spending money on just ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
And if they can just do that, and if no one has a problem paying taxes if they know it's not wasted. You know what I mean?
That's
And it's
right.
going toward good stuff, right? But like Trump saying he possibly would eliminate the income tax and have it with tariffs, get that would be just incredible. You imagine how freed the economy would be.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to just with Elon Musk and Vivek. Hopefully, I know it's not like a actual, and I hope to God they eliminate the Department of he goes education, miseducation. It's a freaking indoctrination. It's stupid, and just everybody learns different. If it be creative enough to let people learn the way they want to learn. I mean, I was always I want to see it. You know what I mean? I was never good at the books, but just common sense. You know what I mean? It's all we need, common sense. And even a regular Democrat that just believes that he's got to look at this situation and stuff we're doing and said, man, that's not right. Miss me with all of it, right? Stop it, all right? With
Well, when you look at what has happened to our economy and how I believe this is going to be really freeing. So as a successful businessman, imagine how how the future is very bright for you and how you're going to be able to move even greater and help more people and bless more people. The one thing in America, as far as the jobs go, gosh, and how many people would you say that you employ in your surrounding area there?
Well, I got 40 employees. So, I mean,
So you literally affect 40 families.
Yeah, 40. Well, some are from let's say 35 families or something. You're right. You know what I mean? Then it's a lot of, I guess there's hidden pressure. I'm always working late trying to get stuff done. But I just, listen, if people, if it was just common sense oriented where people are doing just things that make sense, I would love that. It really struggle for me when I see, just it's like people smoking. It's like, why are you doing that? That's not good for you. That doesn't help you at all. You know what I mean? Or, and I told them, I said, they get probably 2 of those energy drinks a day, and let's say smoke a pack a day. I don't know, a pack of cigarettes is $7 or $6.
Oh, golly, they're 10, 12 bucks a pack.
Okay, so when the energy drinks are at least $1.50,
yeah,
they're spending $12 a day.
Yeah,
they're spending $350, $400 a month on stuff that's hurting them.
Isn't that crazy?
So just little change in the direction and just being consistent, get you down the road quite a ways.
Augustine, we just can't thank you enough for initiating that change and allowing us to, be part of that, because I believe that cardinal miracle, when God gave John the download, and how it can affect millions and millions of people and companies such as yours. So I'm excited. I think we're going to have a great Thanksgiving. Somebody asked me the other day, what are you thankful for? I said, it would take me a month of Sundays to tell you all the things I'm grateful for right now. What an amazing time to be alive.
It is. I tell you another thing, any other companies out there that I think it's a good idea it's a really simple thing for somebody to do. Doesn't really reasonable to be able to get cardio miracles for their employees. You know what I mean? So that, hey, just, I don't whatever they think, I'm just trying to help them out. But if it can show, if all of a sudden it's quantified and they can feel better and they can see that, it's a win-win-win for them. You know, they're on time, they're doing their stuff. So I would recommend it for other companies to do that. I think it's simple, really a simple thing to do, because you guys were great, man. Came down there, did all the blood work, and everybody did the blood work, and then every month you come and do all the vitals and you get everything documented, because I know it's a study. And actually, the guys are pretty excited to be a part of a study. You know what I mean? They don't. So
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
And again, you know what? Look, we also, the product is now covered under the HSA, which is your health savings program. So I encourage everyone to check out your own personal health savings, your insurance, because now it's covered by that.
Right,
so
right.
that itself, we so appreciate John pushing that through, because that's huge for people. Really appreciate that.
It's good. Yeah, we're excited. We're excited for the future, and just pumped up that God gave a reprieve somehow. And I'm not saying Donald Trump's all that, but his values and what he's doing represent what I would like to see done. You know what I mean? And you know, anybody, I wouldn't want to be put under his microscope like he was, because I'd probably be worse. Just full disclosure, you know what I mean? Everybody's got their problems, but man, that dude I think he's picked by God personally.
He is one strong person. I'm telling you what, a lot of prayers for him, and a lot of prayers for you too, Augustine, and your family and your organization. And thank you so much for being part of this, and God bless America. And we'll continue to push this down the road.
Great. Well, thank you, Lisa. And thank you for, I keep telling people about Cardio Miracle. I think it's good. Okay. I'm excited about it.
We appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. All right.
God bless.
Bye-bye.